Despite the vibrancy and passion my Leo traits brought to our relationship, they also harbored shadows that eventually cast a pall over our once harmonious connection. The characteristics that made me love fiercely and confidently sometimes led to misunderstandings, conflicts, and heartache. Over time, these aspects began to erode the bright foundation of our relationship. The pride and stubbornness that were integral to my Leo nature often made it difficult for me to concede or acknowledge when I was wrong. One evening, an innocent disagreement over our weekend plans quickly escalated. The intensity of my emotions and my inability to back down created a rift between us. The warm glow of our living room, usually a sanctuary, now felt cold and unwelcoming. The soft lamplight cast long, harsh shadows on the walls, mirroring the growing chasm between us. My need for constant admiration, while fulfilling, began to strain our relationship. James's genuine admiration was no longer enough to satisfy my insatiable desire for praise. The pressure to continually affirm me started to wear on him, and I could see the exhaustion in his eyes. The elegant decor of our apartment, once a symbol of our shared happiness, now felt like a facade. The once comforting hum of the city outside now seemed distant and hollow, a stark contrast to the growing emptiness within. My dramatic nature and high expectations for romance created unrealistic pressures. I wanted every moment to be perfect, every gesture grand. But life couldn't always meet these expectations, and when it didn't, I felt a deep sense of disappointment. Our anniversary, which I had envisioned as a grand celebration, turned into a quiet evening at home. The soft flicker of candlelight and the gentle strains of romantic music felt inadequate, unable to mask the sadness that enveloped me. My protectiveness, once a source of comfort, started to feel suffocating to James. I wanted to be involved in every aspect of his life, sometimes overstepping boundaries. This protectiveness turned into a form of control, creating tension between us. The once warm and inviting atmosphere of our home now felt stifling, the air thick with unspoken frustrations. My need for independence, while important, sometimes created emotional distance. I would get so wrapped up in my projects and personal pursuits that James felt neglected and alone. The vibrant colors of our apartment seemed to fade, the lively hum of the city a mere backdrop to the growing silence between us. The soft rustle of leaves outside, once a comforting sound, now felt like a reminder of the distance growing between us. The culmination of these issues led to a breaking point. One evening, after another argument fueled by my pride and stubbornness, the weight of our struggles became too much. The apartment, usually filled with warmth and love, felt empty and cold. The soft glow of the lamps cast long, somber shadows, and the familiar sense of home now felt foreign. As James packed his things, the reality of our situation hit me like a tidal wave. My Leo traits, which I had always seen as strengths, had contributed to the downfall of our relationship. The pride that had fueled my confidence now felt like a burden. The need for admiration that had once made me feel alive now seemed hollow. The dramatic expectations that had brought excitement now felt like a curse. The city outside, with its twinkling lights and gentle hum, seemed indifferent to my pain. The vibrant life that once mirrored my own now felt distant and unreachable. The soft light of dawn began to filter through the curtains, casting a pale glow over the room. It was a new day, but it felt like the end of an era. As James left, the silence that filled the apartment was deafening. I realized that my Leo traits, while beautiful and powerful, had also cast shadows that I needed to confront. The sadness that enveloped me was profound, a deep ache that seemed to settle in my bones. My heart, once filled with the warmth of our love, now felt cold and empty. In the quiet of the morning, as the city began to wake, I reflected on my actions and their consequences. I knew I had to face my flaws and learn from this painful experience. For a Leo like me, this was a devastating blow. but I resolved to grow and change. I hoped that one day I might find a way to mend my broken heart and build a healthier, stronger relationship, whether with James or someone new. As the days turned into weeks, I channeled my pain into my work. The creative process became a form of healing, each word and scene a step towards understanding and acceptance. The vibrant life of the city continued around me, a constant reminder of the world outside my grief. The soft glow of the evening sun and the gentle rustle of leaves offered a semblance of comfort, a promise of new beginnings. My journey was far from over, but I knew that confronting the shadows of my Leo's heart was the first step towards healing. The pain and sadness I felt were overwhelming, but they also held the potential for growth and transformation. In the quiet moments, surrounded by the familiar hum of the city, I found solace in the knowledge that I could rise from the ashes, stronger and wiser. With time, I hoped to embrace the positive aspects of my Leo traits once more, to find a balance that allowed me to love fiercely without casting shadows. The path ahead was uncertain, but I was determined to navigate it with the courage and strength that had always defined me. For a Leo like me, the journey was never easy, but it was always worth it.